Hello and welcome back to Cryptollennium. Today we'll talk about the chances of a possible Christmas rally and whether or not it is in the works. So without further ado, please like and subscribe and let's dig in. Before we jump into Bitcoin and the likelihood of a Christmas rally, let's take a look at one of our favorite Bitcoin miners, Core Scientific. Looks like their stock surges a day after filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So Core Scientific, the miner that we've been following for quite some time, has finally filed for bankruptcy as of yesterday. Their stock jumped 73% in Thursday trading, a surprising move. Still though, the stock is trading at about 8 cents at Thursday's close, 99% lower than its $10.55 closing price on December 22nd, 2021. On Wednesday, Core Scientific dropped almost 76% and has been trading below $1 since October 27th, when it first warned that it might be filing for Chapter 11. So you might be asking yourself, why did it jump 75% in a day? A move like that is very rare to see in traditional stocks. So let's take a look at the reason. Usually after a company files for Chapter 11, the company's existing common stock is wiped out. But the company said late on Wednesday it expects to enter a restructuring support agreement with note holders that represent more than 70% of its convertible notes. The proposed agreement will allow existing common stockholders to get a percentage of the stock and warrants in the reorganized company. Both the common stock and the warrants will enable stakeholders to capture a share of the company's future growth, the company said. So this restructuring is promising and it looks good to investors because they get in at a ridiculous discount. And this proposal contemplates erasing hundreds of millions of dollars of the company's debt and reducing its annual interest expenses by tens of millions of dollars. As a filing, Core Scientific is almost $1 billion in debt. Hopefully they can dig themselves out of this because they are a valuable part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Now, for the part everybody has been waiting for, Bitcoin Santa Claus rally. How often does the Christmas miracle occur in crypto? As the name alludes, a Santa Claus rally is when we pump near Christmas time, which currently we are near Christmas time, and Investopedia concludes that there isn't much validity to the idea behind a Santa Claus rally when analyzing the S&P 500 returns during this period. But what about Bitcoin and crypto? Retail investors dominate the market and trade 24/7 even on Christmas Day. So this chart depicts the crypto version of the Santa Claus rally, taking into consideration both weeks before and after the annual holiday and outlining the day itself, whether red or green, based on the state of Bitcoin's price on that day. So at only a mere few cents, a Christmas breakout rally sustained Bitcoin until it reached $40 for the first time. But in 2011, the December price action was more red than green. The next Santa Claus rally kept delivering gifts for crypto holders for nearly an entire year until December 2013 struck one of the worst downtrends on record, followed all the way through until December 2014. Bitcoin reached its final bear market bottom back then, only days away from Christmas. The following two Christmases in 2015 and 2016 were merry and bright for Bitcoin bulls, but December of 2017 euphoria around Christmas time turned out to be the top, resulting in yet another bear market. In 2018, we've marked December in blue as the most neutral of all holiday price action. Although Bitcoin had fallen prior, it had already bottomed, and in the months following began a new bull run. And much like the market in 2015 and 2016 saw back green seasons, so did crypto investors in December 2019 and December 2020. In fact, December 2020 gave Bitcoin a new all-time high, the first since December 2017. More all-time highs were made in 2021, but by December, it was back to a brutal downtrend for crypto, and we are still in it. Here we are 1 year later, and the chart above does give us some clues as to what might happen next. During the two largest bear markets, Bitcoin suffered from a Scrooge-like behavior in the crypto industry 2 Decembers in a row. While we dubbed the second December in the second bear market neutral, it also wasn't bullish by any stretch, even though it was followed by a bull run. Considering this pattern, this December has a cyclical rhythm that could suggest yet another lump of coal for investors this year. However, when looking at the data alone, there's roughly a 50-50 chance that this holiday season is something to celebrate across crypto. Who knows? We may see a bull run start within a few months again. This might just be like 2018. As far as more Bitcoin analysis goes, Bitcoin bottom signal, this Bitcoin ratio declines to a 4-year low. On-chain data shows a Bitcoin ratio has hit the lowest value since February 2019, something that may suggest the bottom could be near for the current cycle. The SOPR ratio hits lows not seen since 4 years ago. How this metric works, there are two main investor groups in the Bitcoin market, the short-term holders and the long-term holders. Short-term holders include all holders that have been holding onto their coins for less than 155 days, while long-term holders are investors who have been keeping their coins dormant for longer than this threshold amount. Now, there's a metric called the SOPR ratio that measures the ratio between the SOPR values for the long-term holders and the short-term holders. When this indicator has a value greater than 1, it means long-term holders are realizing more profits than short-term holders right now. On the other hand, values below 1 suggest short-term holders have been raking in a higher amount of profits. Here's the chart that shows the trend in the Bitcoin SOPR ratio over the course of the entire history of the cryptocurrency. As this graph highlights, the Bitcoin SOPR ratio has historically gone below a value of 1 during bear markets. The reason behind this is that the holders who bought during the preceding bull run slowly mature into long-term holders as bears take hold, while the short-term cohort starts being made up of investors who bought at the lower bear market prices. During bears, both holder groups generally realize losses as a whole, but since short-term holders acquire their coins at relatively lower prices, their losses are less. The reverse happens in bull runs as long-term holders who bought at cycle lows amass large profits, and thus the SOPR ratio attains values higher than 1. Now, as of recently, the indicator has dropped to a value of 0.53, which suggests large-scale capitulation from long-term holders. The current value is the lowest since February 2019, around when the lows of the previous cycle were observed. This could hint that the bottom for the current bear market may also be near, if not already in. And for a little bit of price analysis, Bitcoin shows signs of life and could soon clear this hurdle. Before we dig into this, we all know, as we've seen in our previous example video, that these articles can be taken bullish or bearish on any given day, so take this with a grain of salt. Bitcoin is attempting an upside break above 16,800. It could start seeing a decent increase if it clears above 16,800 and the 17,000 resistance levels. The strongest resistance Bitcoin is facing right now is near the 17,000 and 17,200 mark. The price is trading above the 16,700 and the 100 hourly simple moving average. There's a key bearish trend line forming with resistance near 16,800 on the hourly chart of the USD Bitcoin pair. The pair could attempt a fresh increase if there's a clear move above 17,000 resistance zone, but we haven't seen that yet. We do remain stable above the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level of the up move from the $16,260 swing low to $17,067 high. So here's that trend line for you. And if you want to save this for later, please do so. And we will be monitoring this. If we fail to clear $17,000, there will be a fresh drop. The next major support line is near $16,550. A downside break below 16,550 support might call for a move towards the 16,350. Any more losses might send the price towards 16,000 or lower. With that said, a Christmas rally may not come this year, so hold on to your stockings, keep an eye on the market. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep you filled in as major developments occur. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you tomorrow.